All right, so welcome back to our Dungeon Crawl Classics um, in the land of a thousand. I don't know if it's the land of. It's just called thousand towers. We'll call it the land of a thousand towers. Um, so this is a game where Nikki is running two characters. Um, they have been exploring this strange to them because they're not from this area world, meeting lots of interesting people and finding things to do. Um, and a lot of that has come to fruition in the last session. There was many a person who Yuna or Leaf character and Orin, maybe begrudgingly, were helping with various things. Although Orin got his due in the last session, and yeah. So currently we are outside the palace. Um, This is the Mkurna Raja Palace. It is where, well, Mkurna lives. He is the last living uh, combatant, I guess, in the huge war where the crocodiles defeated, uh, many of these old gods and that were corrupting, and let's say, and sending humans down the wrong path. Since then, they have brought their structure and to the land of Thousand Islands, and most particularly what they call the Death Rolled Kingdoms, which is where you're staying. So, yeah. So go ahead, tell us about your characters a little bit, Nikki, and what's going on with them, and all that other good stuff.
Okay. Yuna and Orin are quite happy with the resolution of a lot of these problems that they were dealing with. Um, Half Sword and Bebar get to be a couple now, and Half Sword is going to be in the retinue of the ambassador so that they can be together. Diane is proclaimed empress and had a little rendezvous with Orin after her ceremony. Perhaps we'll have some empress wizard babies in the future. Um, and I've got to meet the queens, and I'm telling them my suspicions of Kavala. Um, and I gave them crocodile meat or what I thought might be crocodile meat, to sample and see if it could be, because I think he might be the serial killer. I also met a very, very interesting person named Frederick last time, who is a actual crocodile that Maya knows. So very intimately. So other than that, I'm pretty much just hanging out at the castle. Yuna and Orin are, like I said, very happy to see what comes next and what comes back about that meat.
Excellent. All right, so you get some rest. Well, Yuna does, maybe or not so much that evening, and you awaken the next morning. Diane is, now Empress, so she plans on heading back to her people. Uh, hopefully with child, if Lauren is, did the job right. And of course, Half Sword is, starting his new position. Um, they've got to figure out how to find some stylish hats for him to wear. Being that he's got kind of a sword coming out of his head, it's not the easiest thing to do, but they're going to make it work.
Have to be trendy. The hat has to be trendy.
Right. The latest trends in hats are actually more kind of like smaller, flatter hats, which doesn't work perfectly when you have a sword come out of your head. So they've got to figure that out. But this is the way that the people of Candice, the Candicians, as it would be. Um, So yeah, you spend the day, or I guess, relaxing and hanging out in the general area, as noted the last time. There's lots of kind of encampments around, from the various ambassadors, from all over. Um, you're, I guess, waiting there until you find out about the meat. That was your plan.
That was the plan, yes.
Okay,
I want to know what they found.
sounds good. Um, you wait, a decent amount of the day. Again, maybe hanging out with your friends, or meeting new people, whatever. And by the end of the day, you are called forth to see the Mag Margessa, Margessa, who is the third queen. That's who you talked to before. Um, she is kind of scowling at you, as you approach, and she says, "You claim that you got this meat from a resident of the kingdoms."
Well, he claimed he was. Yes. Kalava, the cat fisherman or dock worker, depending on what day you ask him.
Oh, I see. Well, we're looking into that. This meat is that of a crocodile.
That was my suspicion, given the way he was talking.
Oh, he was talking about killing crocodiles, and you didn't report it sooner.
Well, I had to get back to the river. I was very far down the Goldfish Canal, 6 days to the east.
6 days. That is very far. Most people don't
And
travel so far.
I could not get here before then. Plus, I wanted to be sure of my suspicions, and he wasn't actually talking about killing crocodiles. It's just some of the things he said were very ominous.
See, ominous. Well, we will send patrols out to find this man. Cannot, will not uh, accuse you of creating this meat, because even an outsider would not be so foolish as to do this and then bring it here and mock us with it. So,
Well, of course not. And you've spoken with Curtin. Good. I saved him. I was not the one who attacked him. Remember?
mm, yeah. She says, "Well," kind of narrows her eyes. Uh, you're not from around here. We, the kingdoms have gone downhill the more strangers they let in. So, forgive me if I'm a little bit cautious.
It's okay to be cautious. It's your kingdom. But I assure you, I've done everything I could to help the people of this place. Well, people such as it is. Crocodiles, bears.
No, she says, "Well, if you manage to run into this gentleman again, it would be a great service to the kingdoms to bring him to us. Alive, of course." you will be tried and eaten.
Yes, that is your way.
That is our way. And if you are successful in such a task, you will be granted license to stay
Oh,
in Singa proper.
that would be wonderful. My first license. All right. Well, I'm sorry that the meat I brought you was actually crocodile. I was kind of hoping I was wrong about that. But I will, if I can, if I see him again, I will try to bring him back to you alive so that he may receive his justice.
Excellent.
And
Okay.
I will bow my way by
Yeah.
out of
She
her
basically
presence.
just kind of stares at you until you leave.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. In fact, your suspicions were correct. It seems he was carrying around crocodile meat, which is not, let's say, not the ideal thing to be doing if you are a friend of the kingdoms.
Right. Um, so I need to go back to Singa then, I suppose. And check on Violet, and I think I still need to look for something for Ho, son of Ho.
Ho son of Ho, right? Who is training to commit violence upon the crocodiles. So he said, anyways. Um, and you kind of convinced him to not.
Okay. So yes, I think I will go back to Singa.
Okay.
And Maya
Yeah.
might want to go back there as well. And I want to make sure
Yeah.
everything got settled with Bruce, the boss. So
Right. Right. Because Violet had gone back immediately, not wanting to head to the palace, but rather to bring her. Right. Yeah. But currently with you are Maya and also. No, no. Violet is with you because the dolphins are with you. So I guess she did wait.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you took
Then
dolphins
we
up
do
there.
need to go
I
back to
remember. Yeah.
Singa.
And I mean, that's what I have in my notes, anyways. It could be wrong, but yeah. So apparently she came with you because I don't know, maybe she wants to back up. Who knows? That's what my note says, even though whether that's true or not, it's true now. So
That's
yeah,
fine.
you can
Okay.
you can head back. You'll get there faster, obviously, with the dolphins and the
Yes.
kayaks. So
And
you've got
Marcus is
Maya,
still with me, right? Marcus.
right? And Marcus of No Arms is with you as well.
Okay. Yes. I'd like to
Somehow he's
return to Singa.
when you find him, he's got actually has convinced a couple of young women, youngish women, to feed him. So he seems to be happy for the moment. But of course, when he sees you, he says he's like, you know, this isn't so bad, except that I can't really wear a backpack like this.
Well, if you're happy, you don't have
Well,
to.
I'm not happy. I would like to have arms, but I'm I'm not as mad at you as I was.
Well, that's good. Thank you. And if you'd like to stay here, I could always go to the arms dealer myself.
Uh,
I'll pick you out a great set of arms.
but I don't know if you want to stay or not. He's a little nervous about getting in the boats in the deep water, as you know, because he can't really swim with no arms. Um, Let me do a little reaction. Oh yeah, no. He's like, no, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't trust you. Uh, you could very well just leave me with no arms, so I will stay with you until you fulfill your promise to restore me to my former glory.
Well, you are certainly welcome to come with us. We're going to Singa.
Okay. Yeah, he's fine to go to Singa. So you've got Marcus. Let me make a note here. So you've got Violet with the
Dolphins, purple and
the,
lavender.
with the two dolphins. Yeah. And you've got Maya, of course, who's your constant companion, and Marcus. I think we're leaving Half Sword, obviously, with the guard and the retinue that is, and Barbar, with his mom, and of course, Dian. Well, Dian is heading back up the river to Tohei.
Tohei.
Soon.
Yep.
So she's basically breaking off unless you. I mean, you don't have any reason to go to Toei, but if you ever go there, I mean, I guess there's a reason to go anywhere. You don't have any reason to go anywhere, but yeah, if you
Orin might have a reason.
That's true. Yeah, so she actually is, tells you when you see her. Of course, she's got the one leg now. That she's met some people that are from nearby tribes that are heading back, and that she's gonna for protection. Obviously, she's gonna travel with them, and that you are, of course, always welcome at the court of the Empress. And she thanks you for your service.
You're most welcome, and thank you, Dian, for being a companion to us and a friend to Orin. And we hope to see you again someday.
Yeah. She nods, and she kind of she's a pretty mighty warrior, so she's already pretty much taken to the peg leg, so you can obviously see she has a peg leg, but she still moves pretty quickly with it, and isn't it's taking to it much better than well, actually Orin's also missing a foot. He's also taking to it pretty well, but Marcus has got the worst of it, I guess. All right. Yeah, so with Maya, Marcus, and Violet, you head to the kayaks and back down the tributary to the main river, so you can head down to Singa to pay the tribute.
The Starlight Grins Gang.
To the Starlight Grins Gang, exactly. Owed by Violet's boyfriend for selling them or giving them fake snake stone. Cool. Alrighty. Let's see. Cool. Oh, we also got that last time too.
Yep. When I go to Singa, I want someone to look at the vase.
Cool.
That I stole from under the guy's.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d6.
D6. Okay. Oh, Yuna is also level 4 now, just so you know.
Oh.
She leveled last time.
Nice.
I rolled a 1.
Nice. Okay. As you're traveling back down the main tributary, you see another kayak coming up your way, and you actually recognize Durst on there. She was the sage who helped you actually in I guess that was in Jaya, right? So Jaya with the long snout. So as you see her, she's got a she's in one kayak basically, and it's being pulled by 2 other kayaks that are being paddled by men, human. And she sees you and raises her snout and calls a greeting.
Oh, Niederdens. It is fortuitous I see you here today. I found another item for you to identify if you'd be so willing.
Oh, that's right, you can do that. Yeah. Um, of course. She has her men stop, so you're kind of not all floating out there. And she says, "What have you got for payment?"
Well, this time I don't have gold, unfortunately. I need to go back and pan for goldfish again. But, I have coins, or I have a demon tiger fang. Might be of interest
Oh,
to you.
a demon tiger fang.
Yes.
What's the item?
I'll show her the vase.
Oh, she looks with her long snout, and she says, "Yes, the fang should be sufficient."
All right, I'll hand that over.
Okay, she takes it. Um, she looks at the vase, and this is of course painted with the scenes from the desert, and sealed with the lead stopper. And she looks at it, and she says, "You probably shouldn't open this. There are powerful magics inside.
Harmful magics?
Powerful. Uh, there's a powerful creature trapped within this vase. A magical creature of the desert."
Oh, like, I don't know, like a genie? A jinn? I've heard
We
stories, is all.
we don't speak of those things. Uh, Deserts aren't good for crocodiles. Although oasis and stuff, and we do like the heat.
Well,
It'd be okay if you got it. If not, the desert part of it is kind of bad, but the oasis part is good.
oh yes, well, the heat, that would be nice, yes.
Yeah, and I haven't had a coconut in a long time.
Well, if I ever go to the desert and find a coconut, I will try to get you one.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
Well, do you know what kind of creature is inside this vase?
Well, by the drawings and markings here, it appears to be a some sort of jinn.
It is a jinn.
Yes, but you know what they say: once you pop the cork, it's not easy to get them back inside.
No, no, I think I'll leave it intact for now. But who knows when it might come in handy.
It's true. Um, it's often a mixed blessing to find such a thing. Where did you find it?
On my travels,
Hmm. It's an
it
odd
was in the
item to.
water.
Oh, well, that's odd. Perhaps
Yes,
it flowed down the river from the deserts to the north.
that is very possible. Very, very possible.
Yes. Well, it's not uncommon for the people of the desert to find these and break open the seal and then throw the vases into the river. It's rare to find one that's sealed.
Well, I will count myself lucky to have found something rare and treat it with the care that it deserves.
That'd be very wise of you.
Thank you, Derns, for your assistance once again.
You are very welcome. Thank you for the trade. And then she commands her servants to start paddling again.
Would Orin know anything about Jin? Una doesn't know much except what she's heard in legends, but
Yeah, I mean, make I mean, to know it. Yeah, I mean, let's say a DC 12. I mean, he's an alchemist, but he's also a magician, I guess.
wizard, yeah.
looking in check.
16.
Yeah. I mean, the real question is, what do I know about them? I mean, he would know that they are air type monsters. The creatures of the air generally, though not all, because the word is used for a lot of different types.
Right.
They are typically they like they take pleasure in making deals. Let's say that's what we would know, and that they are quite powerful. There are, of course, legends that some of them will grant wishes, but this, of course, is overly exaggerated. Typically, they will, of course, serve uh, a master, typically one who frees them. Um, However, they will often make every effort to break that deal as quickly as possible.
Right.
And depending on how that master treated them, will be determine whether they leave or stay in a not so friendly manner.
He looks at Yuna and he says, let's not be freeing this thing right here on the river. Which I know is something you would do, so don't do it. Yeah, so we will just keep that safe from this vase. Whatever I could wrap it in some Tohei leather. I probably have some the thousand islands equivalent of bubble wrap.
That's
So
true.
we'll stow it away. Because we'll deal with that at another time. But that's really cool that it has a djinn. That's awesome. Or possibly has one.
Could be useful. It could be a good companion or a very, very powerful enemy, depending on how you deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're moving down. I mean, this is not tremendously long, so that's pretty much your only encounter as you break onto the main river, where you see all the islands spread out in front of you. You guys are moving pretty quickly because of the dolphins. You know, and you're able to make it to Singa. Of course, because Violet is a dolphin herder, and actually that's her business. She has like a dock and stuff. So when you get there, you don't have to look for it. If you remember the first time you went, there was like public docks there or whatever. She actually has a dock that
Okay.
yeah, and she brings you right up to her dock, and of course then she lets the dolphins free to go swim away and play and do what dolphins do until she needs them again. And yeah, you're up on Singa. She tells you that she of course knows where to go. I mean, if you're going with. Let's see. Maya is from Singa. I don't know that. Well, what do you want to do? Uh,
I want to, get Violet the Snake Stone to the Starlight Grinske and rescue Chartreuse.
Chartreuse. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the first thing we'll do.
All right. Well, I mean, Marcus being without arms is probably not tremendously useful there, and as I noted, Maya is from here, so she would suggest that she'll take Marcus back to her house. She says to you, "Well, there's probably some things he can do even if he doesn't have any arms."
Well, that is true, Maya. I'm sure he can be quite helpful, even without arms. And keep him safe, and if you don't mind, since you're an adventurer now, keep an eye out for Kalava, the gentleman that we traveled with for a time.
Oh, the nice cat fisherman.
Yes, the nice cat fisherman. Just keep an eye out for him. I have something to discuss with him.
Okay. Yeah, she'll do that. She'll head off to back to her house with her, where her 16 kids are, 42 grandchildren, and she'll take Marcus with.
Okay.
We'll see what happens there. All right, yeah. So Violet will tell you. I mean, she knows where the gang hangs out or whatever. There's like a. So if you remember, I can't really show this, I guess, to the people that are watching, but oh well, because we don't have a roll 20. But I will show you because you know. If you remember the main or the area that that you would stay if you're not a if you're not like if you don't have the license to stay on is looks like a giant face
Yes.
in the water, but that's not that's where Maya lives. Um, you guys are actually going to go over to the main part of Singa because the of course the Scarlet Grins have some pull, so they have a place over there, which is essentially a. So let me show you the picture, and I still will. Because I love the art from this. So yeah, so you know it's a crowded port. People are there making deals. You've got some, looks like some ancient towers and stuff that are still built up from the past. There's an elephant there apparently, you know, stuff like that. Lots of trade going on. Things being loaded, unloaded, boats pulling up. You know, it's a river. It's a big port. It is the biggest port. Um,
Yep.
Probably for thousand islands because it's the first one. You know, so a lot of the trade from the outside comes through here. Um, so where they hang out is kind of a seedy area. They've taken over what used to be, as you remember probably from the past. People aren't really allowed to go into the ruins, but people break that rule all the time, of course. And just outside of town, there are kind of the ones that are, we'll say, less off limits. You know, this is where they are. It's kind of a bad section of town where people go to do the, you know, unlicensed people go to do things that you need licenses for. People will, lots of people were doing that God smoke, which you've actually somewhat helped with. Like they would hang out in that area, so it's kind of like a slums, for lack of a better word, the closest thing to it. So yeah, I mean, she has her her snake stone, and yeah, and she in a sack, and she says, "Okay, I'm gonna go meet them.
Okay.
So we can get Chartreuse back."
I will come with you. Make sure they don't try anything shady. Or if they do, help you overcome their shadiness. You
Why would
know,
they do that?
they are a gang that's tried to extort me now twice on the river. So
That is true. All right, yeah. So you are able to make your way through the town in general. Um, you see lots of interesting things like you've seen before. Now you're getting used to it. Just the strange what were initially strange sights to you. People dressed, in minimal clothing, which is very different than where you're from. They're very very simple people, but they work hard and they pull what they can from the river and the land around. And you of course see them intermingling with the crocodiles, who are generally running the place. And now, of course, you recognize when you see the occasional person from Candice uh, walk by. So let us see.
all right, let's do this.
Let's see what this guy's got going on here. So you approach. Again, it's probably what would be considered like the beginning of the ruins, but it's still like again, the crocodiles aren't bothering anybody out here. It's kind of like they'd rather not have these people in town anyways, so they kind of forgive maybe the fact that they're out here and they're not supposed to be. Although Violet will tell you that every once in a while they make raids. You know, she thinks it's
Okay.
because they crave the flesh of humans once in a while. Because of course, usually when they capture a human for committing a crime, they eat them.
That
So,
could be true.
yeah, well, that's what she says. Or maybe they do it just to keep it so it doesn't continue to grow. It's really hard to say, but essentially, it's fairly safe from the crocodiles out here, but you can never tell. So you need to be on your on your lookout, basically, for anything. All right, cool. You head out, and again, you can see that there's like streets lined with people that are doing various drugs, or maybe they're drunkards and they're kind of splayed out on the street, even though it's the middle of the day. You see a couple of houses of ill repute, as they say. Uh, all human stuff. I mean, there's no crocodile that does that. Well, that would be here anyways. And
No crocodile brothels.
no crocodile brothels. So you see crocodiles going into these ones, but um, you know, you're told like by by Violet that there's no crocodile. Uh, yeah,
Can I think
prostitutes.
if she knows where she's going, if she
Mm-hmm.
could tell me, I'd like to kind of check it out before we get there, the
Oh, sure.
place, because I'm sneaky. So
They sure. So
maybe
yeah,
try to make
what you
sure he's still alive before I rock on up there.
yeah. So what she says is that she gets you kind of. She's okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. She's not a warrior by any means. She's a dolphin herder. So she says, yeah, if we, she kind of brings you off to the side a bit, where there's kind of a ruin and you can kind of climb on top of it. There's like some broken down towers and stuff, and from up there, she kind of points out where you're going. You see that this building was probably not a very tall one. It was like a normal, like 20-foot tall, whatever building, made of stone. It looks like that they've pushed the walls back up. Like maybe they have fallen down. They pushed them back up, and the top of it was rebuilt actually with proper like timber. It's not just like thrown together. It actually looks pretty well built. You could see that it is a flat wooden top. There are there's well, I mean, most first thing you probably see is on top of the building. You see two men. Um, they are up there. They are holding in their hands like javelins, like small spears. And they have swords at their side. So they're clearly some kind of a guard. They are smoking something and kind of just like hanging out. They don't seem to be like super alert, but it's also the middle of the day. You can see that there is a big old like front set of front doors. It's pushed open like this, and in front of it, you actually see that there is like some people kind of like they're probably part of the retinue. You can because they're armed from what you can tell, but they're like kind of like splayed out on carpets and they're kind of like laying in front, kind of taking up the space in front. You have to walk past basically a crowd to get in there. There's about 12 of them total. Um, and then you can actually see inside. Um, there are a couple windows on the sides, but that you can see from your angle. But inside, you can see like flickering back out. That they're clearly burning like braziers or lanterns or something inside to give light inside as well. Um, depending on how long you want to sit there and wait, you could get maybe more information. But that's basically what you see. Your initial.
Okay. I think I think we should just I need to get in there and see if Chartreuse is in there.
Yeah, you do
So
not see because she climbs up with you. You do not see. She does not see Chartreuse as any of those men. Actually, as you're sitting there watching, like I said, there's people like lounged around and stuff, and they're clearly part of the retinue. But as you're kind of paying more attention and looking, actually, go ahead. You like to roll dice. Make a DC 10 wisdom check
I
or willpower.
do like
Willpower,
to
whatever
roll
it
dice.
is. Yeah.
Willpower or
Actually, make a luck check. That's probably how you should do it in DCC.
luck check?
Just make
Okay.
make a luck check. Yeah.
Yes, I got a 5 under 12.
Okay. Yeah. You notice that several of these people that are there, because at one point they get up and like pick up like some plates or some mugs or whatever, and they start going inside. You see that they've got around their feet. They are they're. I mean, you're gonna probably guess that they're made out of the Toei leather, but they have essentially what are manacles. They're not metal, but they look like they're pretty well constructed. Not around their hands, but around their feet. So it would be very difficult for them to run. So you feel like they could be possibly prisoners or something. But in that group, you do not see you don't know Chartreuse, but she points out Chartreuse is not there.
Okay.
Oh, and I guess too, the thing that you would know is on the roof. Like I said, there's two guys hanging out. There's actually you can see because it's open. Actually, there is a trap door, so they get to the roof from inside. That's pretty clear.
All right. I'm going to look at Violet and I'm going to say, I don't want you to get hurt or swindled. And I can be stealthy when I have to. I'm going to try to climb up like part of the building and go through the trapdoor on the top.
Oh, you're going to try to get around the guys that are sitting up there?
Yes.
Oh, man. All right. Fair enough. Okay, so are you going to leave Orin and Chartreuse? I'm sorry, Orin and Violet here at this building, like 3 blocks away, or are you going to? Where are they going to be while this is going down?
Yes, I'm going to have them come a little. Well, I'm going to leave them. I'm going to say, tell Orin to watch over Violet.
Okay.
And I'm going to go do some recon.
Okay. Do you want to stay up on the roof so you can see what's going on, or? But of course, obviously, when you're on the roof, there's a chance somebody will see you up there. But if they hang out there too long.
True. But I'm still gonna take the chance and have them stay up there so they can.
Okay.
Just in case things go horribly wrong.
And Orin has turned into a god again.
Uh-huh.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it is the middle of the day. I mean, they are like not paying attention, but you're going to literally be going across an open roof. So that's going to be a hard, sneaky. What's called sneak silently. So that's going to be a DC 18 if you want to make that.
Okay.
I mean, it's easy enough to climb up the side of the building. I'm not going to make you roll to climb. I mean, that's
okay.
Yeah.
I am level 4 now. That's a +8. So we'll see how this goes.
When you've got the cloak, no?
And I've got the cloak, which would be a +10. But I rolled a 16, so even without the cloak, +8 is a 24.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you get it. You start to climb up the back of the building and you wait, and you can kind of see at one point that they for some reason at the same time both need to pee or something, so they walk to the other edge and they're like, they're like leaning over the side talking and peeing off the side, and you're able to kind of get up and move right to the trapdoor. You look down, I'm assuming, before you go through the trapdoor.
Yes.
And you can see that it's a fairly large room, and it is pretty well decorated. It's kind of gaudy, like it over the top and mismatched, as a bandit's lair might be. You see kind of a heavy set, but clearly was in good shape in his youth, but he's a bit older now. Man, he's sitting on like a huge like pile of like these like various like silken pillows and stuff. And he's got several women kind of like not at his feet, but like around him, serving him. Also, you can hear very softly being played. There's somebody playing a violin, so there's another person there playing a violin. And there's 4 other men that are armed with scimitars. It looks like they are sitting around a wooden table, or they are playing cards. You can see that these guys, I mean, being a thief especially, you would pick this up, that they don't seem to be too worried about much because they have like a decent amount of wealth and it's all just kind of out. There's like sacks of, various coinage, like just like thrown, like small sacks, like just thrown into a pile on the side. There's a chest that's got a like a flip down lock, but it's open. You know, the chest isn't open, but the lock is. So you can tell that they seem pretty secure in their security as you look down into this place. And of course, there's a ladder that goes down. Actually, it'd be a rope.
So,
It's not a ladder. There wouldn't be a ladder there.
all right. So this is probably the boss.
Yeah, and you can also see that from inside there is another door that is closed.
Okay. Well,
And of course,
4 men with scimitars and.
Yeah, there's 4 guys with scimitars. It's hard. You buy the boss if you're looking around, because it's not like it's hiding it. He also has a scimitar, but it's not. He doesn't have it on his waist. It's like laying off to the side, and it's the scabbard, and also you can see at the hilt of it are gem encrusted, so it looks to be a quite valuable scimitar that you would assume is his. It's laying there.
Okay. Nice. All right, I will. I'm not going to go down there by myself. It does not seem like a very smart idea. So I will try to get back around the guards. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's see how long their pee break was. So go ahead and make a luck check to see if they turn around while you're staring down the hole.
All right. Yeah. 6.
Okay, yeah. You start to hear the sound of the pee letting up like they're finishing. They must have had a big drink before, so you were able to kind of get up and move back off the roof if you'd like. You don't have to roll another stealth because you got such a good score the first time. And you jump down.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I go around the front of the building, is there anything I can see that I couldn't see from higher up?
Yeah, if you walk around the front, you see those like 10 or so, maybe a dozen people. Of course, now you know that 4, maybe 5 of them are servants or prisoners because they're tied up. So that, of course, means there's less. These guys that are down there also have scimitars are called popular. Okay, so they all have scimitars as well. They're not like unlike the boss, like they're not like lounged out. I mean, they're sitting there like enjoying themselves, but they have their weapons on their sides, ready to be used if need be. So actually, just by doing that, you could tell how many there are because you could tell how many weapons there are. There are 7. And then the other, I guess you walk by, of course, they're bandits, so they're like, that's my best impression of that. Sorry. Like, we have snake stone or whatever,
All right. Well, I don't see chartreuse, so I'll go back to Orin and Violet and say, there's a lot of them, and they're armed pretty well. So I guess we should try and do this on the up and up, and then see where it goes from there. What I'll say to Violet.
Okay, yeah. I mean, she's not a warrior. She was planning on just giving them the snake stone and hoping for the best. She doesn't trust him, of course, but
no, I don't either. But I do have Orin. We're not so easy to go down if they try to swindle us. So okay, at least I have a little bit of an idea. So we're just going to go to the front, and I'll ask Violet, do you want to talk to them and just do this, or do you want me to talk to them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna give them the money. I don't know what else there is to say. What would you talk to them about?
Well, just don't hand over the snake stone until we see chartreuse.
Okay. Fair enough. So you approach, and of course those guys are still there, and they're probably drinking or something. They don't even, they don't realize that they've already tried to solicit you with their snake stone. We got the best snake stone over here. It's poisonous or possibly venomous, depending on how you want to think about it.
Well, I'm not in the market for snakestone today, gentlemen, but thank you.
Okay. What are you in the market for then?
We've come to settle debt.
Oh. All right. Debt. Well, you probably want to talk with Clarence.
Clarence, yes, whoever we can talk to. Not Bruce?
Well, you want to talk to the boss. You better have a pretty big debt. Clarence is the big man. He can take care of it.
Well, I guess we'll start with Clarence.
Okay. He calls back. Clarence, got somebody out here wanting to settle a debt. You hear a voice call out. Say okay, whatever, and a guy, of course you recognize him from the table, comes out. He's standing now, and of course you can see he's quite tall, especially compared to the rest of the people here. He's well over 6 feet.
Okay.
And he's got again scimitar at his side. And he kind of walks out. He says, "You got a debt that you want to settle?"
Well, my companion here does, yes.
Kind of.
We have your snakestone. We want to see Chartreuse.
Oh, you're Chartreuse's lady friend.
Violet is, yes, and I will gesture to her.
Kind of looks at it. You could be with a real man. She just kind of eyeballs him.
I suppose that depends on your definition.
Well, let's see the snake stone before I waste my time. And crosses his arms.
Well, we have it, but I'm not going to give it to you without seeing Chartreuse. I'm not going to let Violet give it to you without seeing Chartreuse. Alive and unharmed.
Well, of course not. Nobody wants to give up the goods without seeing something. So let me see what you got. And then I'll show you what I got.
I'll take out, Violet probably has, she has the bag. I'll take a piece of the snake stone out of the bag and show it to him. I'm not going to give it to him, but I'll show it to him.
Oh. No, that looks like pretty good quality snake stone. Of course, your man there tried to pass off some fake snake stone.
We know that's the debt that's owed.
All right, come on. He turns around and walks in.
All right. We will follow him.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in, and of course, now you've already seen the place, so I don't describe it again. But basically, there's now 3 guys sitting down and somebody playing a violin. They don't stop playing when you come in. The 3 guys at the table kind of turn and kind of size you up. Look very intimidating to them apparently, so they turn back to what they were doing. And Clarence brings you in front of Bruce, and he says, "Boss, these ladies here have that snake stone for Chartreuse." And he kind of looks and he says, "Well, let's see it." And he
Maybe
reaches to the side
choking.
and he gets there's like a bowl that had some food in it. He dumps the food on the ground and he tosses the bowl on the ground so you can dump it out in the bowl.
Let me see Chartreuse. I'm not going to just give this to you without seeing him.
You're not giving it to me. You put it in the bowl.
I'll hold the bowl then. I pick up the bowl and I'll put the snake stone in there, and Orin's looking quite put out at being called a lady.
He's just ignoring Orin, basically. Yeah, so you put it in. The bowl smells, of buffalo wings. And yeah, you pour the snake stone in there. He's kind of looking. You see his eyes kind of light up. That looks pretty good. All right, Clarence, get the lady her man, and yeah, he turns and he walks kind of behind where that door was that you saw, and he bangs, a secret knock, pretty secret, and nobody could ever guess that. And then basically the you hear some shuffling and the door opens, and you hear him talk to somebody in a muffled voice behind, and a couple, 30 seconds go by or whatever, and you see them kind of push a man out. Um, he's kind of beat up a little bit, but he's walking still. He's got his legs tethered together like the others you saw.
Okay.
He kind of stumbles forward, and of course Violet's like, Chartreuse, and then he kind of looks up and he's oh, and then she like runs towards him, and then Clarence kind of puts his hand out to separate them. He's like, we gotta count the goods first. And he looks at one of the guys at the table and he's like, Gary, count that. And Gary comes up to you.
All right. Yep. I would let them have the bowl of snake stone now that Chartreuse is here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gary puts it down on the ground. He sits in front of it and he starts like taking them out one at a time. And every once in a while he takes one out. There's like some buffalo sauce on it. He has to like wipe it off and it's on the ground. He's counting.
It's the real thing, shown to me by a tree spirit up the river to the east.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Says Bruce. Well, maybe we can do business then. We're always looking for snake stone.
Oh, well, I can tell you where to find it. I'm sure the tree spirit would be most happy to help you.
I don't think you understand what it means to be the boss. You don't go to get the snake stone yourself. People get it for you.
Well, if I come upon any more of it, perhaps I will think of you.
Okay, just kind of shakes his head and looks at you. Fair enough. And Gary finishes counting and he says, oh yeah, this is how much he owed. And then, of course, Bruce turns and says, what about the interest?
Interest?
Interest. It's the percentage that you pay on a timely manner based on the amount that you borrowed.
He didn't borrow. And he's been serving you here, right?
Terribly. Look at him. The
What
man
do
can
you want as
barely
interest?
chop celery the right length.
We've paid you what was owed. We'll be taking Chartreuse now.
Well, I mean, sure. You'll have, I don't know, roll a d8.
You see, I knew he was going to try to pull something. 6.
You'll have 6 days to pay back the interest, or we'll come get him again. And of course, we have to collect a collection fee if we have to go get him.
What interest do you want?
Hmm. What have you got? He crosses his arms. How about this? You get me some more snake stone like that, and I'll forget all about Chartreuse's misdemeanors.
She looks at Oren. She says, more snake stone.
Should be easy enough to find, right? You got that so easy.
Yes. Yeah. It was not as easy as you'd think.
Oh, well, you came in so bold.
More snake stone.
I mean, you know, if you want to pay off his debt. He seems like not much of a man to have two women.
I'm just trying to help Violet here.
Let's see.
And I mean, I've dealt with your kind before.
My kind. There's no kind like me, sister.
I mean, I did pay off your men in their own teeth.
Really? That was you.
That was me.
Well, you realize that there's retribution to be paid to a leader when you kill some of their men. So it's good that you came.
No, your men were attacking an innocent.
Mm-hmm.
They got what was coming to them.
Right, and I just want what's coming to me.
Which is?
Reparations for my two men that you killed. Two men, right? Two men that I killed.
I gave you the teeth back.
Then the taxes that you were supposed to pay for coming down the river.
Mm, no, I think I've paid quite enough. I'll help Violet. I'll bring you more snake stone, and then our business will be done. And Yuna's
I
going to
see.
turn to go. Yeah.
Yeah, when you turn to go, you can see that all the men that were outside kind of stood up since, and they're kind of standing there and they're blocking the door.
Yep.
But he you see, I mean, either Oren sees it because he's paying attention, or maybe you just realize because they like look over your shoulder and clearly he gave a signal to let you go, so they step to the side and they let you walk out. And Violet walks with giving Chartreuse an arm. Yeah, he's having trouble walking, of course, and he of course has his legs in bonds, right now. As you guys walk out.
Okay.
Yeah, you got him. Chartreuse is free.
Yes, but it's
least for
not the
6
end of
days.
it. Oh, now I want to kill that guy. Okay.
More violent.
Ooh, but I got out of there without the fight, so that's good.
Yeah. I mean, you come back out into the slums. People are kind of looking at you. They can see Chartreuse is just like basically got dirty. He probably hasn't properly cleaned himself in several days, and he's kind of a little beat up.
Yeah.
But
do you have somewhere to go, Violet?
yeah. I mean, they live here, so.
Okay.
She's got a little area by where the docks are.
I have to hope that I can find more snakestone, because how far, God, how far up the river was that? Or think of some other way to take care of this problem. I
Yeah,
would
you would know
move if
that
I
it
were
would
you
probably
and
take.
hide.
What's that?
I would tell them that they should probably hide. Go back to her
Yeah,
place, clean up, get what you can, and go.
yeah. Well, she says that they can get up the river. She has one more kayak, um, and they can load all their stuff into it and try to get away. Yeah, but you would know based on where you found the stone before that there is no way you're going to get there and back in 6 days.
Right.
Not without some kind of magic or something. Because it's 2 days just to get from there to here. So you're talking 4 days back and forth. I mean, not. I mean to the Goldfish Canal.
Right.
Yeah, and it was at least. I think it was. I'd have to check, but I think it was 3 days up, something like that, maybe 4.
Unless I can get Mr. Bear to lend me his boat again.
Sorry,
Okay.
his boat is very fast because he has the little tiny guy that
Yes.
rows it. Yeah, yeah, that would be one way you could do it. Sure.
I look at Orin. I say that place is that gentleman. It's. Ugh. I mean, I'm a thief, and I don't even like that guy. But we need to find some snakestone. All right.
Yeah, I mean your other option for finding, just so you know, I mean, and of course, Violet would know this. I mean, it's found in the ruins. I mean, you know there's some there, which is good for you. But you could go anywhere really. It's just a kind of luck if you stumble upon it, unless you have some way to find it. Uh,
All
I
right.
guess you know it's there, so that's probably your safest bet. But you could theoretically just go out into the further into the ruins you go, the more chance you have of finding it because people don't come back usually when you get there.
Right.
Or perhaps you could enlist the help of somebody that you've met. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, you've met several people.
Yes. Actually, yes, I have. All right. All right. 6 days. I have 6 days for that
6 days for that. Yeah. And then, yeah.
to resolve Bruce.
Yep.
Okay. Because I don't know if I actually want to give him the snake stone. I'm certainly not going to pay him for the men I killed. So, all right. We're in Singa.
That's correct. Oop,
Okay, I'm going to leave the slum area. Oh,
sorry.
Violet and Chartreuse, yeah, can do what they want to do at this point.
Yeah, I think they're going to take your advice and try to get the hell out because they don't have any way of coming up with more snakes going fast either. Um, Short of selling her dolphins, but if she does that, then she won't have a business. So she tells you that
Oh
she's going
no.
to she's going to head upriver and relocate.
Okay.
Because always work for a dolphin herder.
Well, and we've got friends. We'll figure something out. Don't worry. And now I'd like to go to the marketplace
Okay.
where all the people, yeah, kind of congregate by the docks.
Right. Okay. So I'm just making a note. Okay.
Yep.
Everybody's names so that when you so like we have to have consistency in the role. All right. So okay, yeah. So
Okay.
you go out again. It's a busy marketplace. People coming and going. This is the place where you see more people, like you, dressed the way they are from because this is where people congregate or come into the area. And of course, by nightfall you have to be off the main island here, and you can go to You can go to the one that's basically a statue laying on its on its back.
Okay. Do I see anybody I know? I'm looking for signs of Kalava or Ho. Is he's the other one who?
Okay, roll. Let's see. Go ahead and roll a d8.
Okay. 8.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you see someone that you know. You come down, to the docks. You see standing on the one of the posts at the end on one foot, with his other leg raised in his hands, and Karate Kid crane position. You see Ho, son of Ho.
Okay.
He's standing there balancing like that, and he's got a bird sitting on his head. And yeah, you see him there. You recognize him immediately. He sees you, and something here, and falls off into the water. However, the bird flies away before he does. The bird flies away. Then he kind of like splashes in the water. Then he comes back up and he pulls himself up onto the dock, and the bird lands on his head again. And he says, "Yuna, since you didn't come back, I felt that I must seek my revenge sooner for Ho, puppy of Ho, son of Ho."
Can I ask you something, Ho? What will killing the crocodile that killed your
Ho is
puppy?
my father's name.
Can I ask you? May I ask you something, Ho, son of Ho?
Of course.
Will killing the crocodile that took your puppy, son of Ho, son of Ho, will it bring him back?
Maybe.
It won't.
I have heard that when a crocodile swallows something whole, it lives in their stomach for up to one full cycle of the moon.
Well, where did you hear that from?
Well, I mean, a little bird told me.
Well, maybe you could ask the crocodile to just spit your puppy back out.
I I don't. What? Ask them?
Yeah, just ask them.
That seems highly unlikely. I don't. I think that I would become so angry when I saw the crocodile that I would stab it through the eye. With
Well, which crocodile can you? Maybe I could ask for you. I do know a few crocodiles. I've spoken to them. I could ask.
well, this crocodile was called Herger. Have you met that crocodile before?
I've not met that one.
Hmm.
I'd still be willing to ask him, though.
He's very fat. He's a fat crocodile. Probably from eating all the puppies.
I just don't want you to try to take your revenge and then end up getting hurt yourself. Because if you hurt a crocodile, they'll come for you.
Right, but I have nothing to live for. My puppy has been eaten.
But surely that can't be true.
Roll a d6.
Okay. 2.
Okay. I mean, this is you can't just like get another puppy.
No, they're all different. I mean, wait. You could get another puppy. It wouldn't be the same as puppy of Ho, of son of Ho. But you could get another one.
So
It'd
replacement
be a
puppy
different
of Ho.
replacement puppy. Yes.
I would rather kill the crocodile. Then I can take from its stomach my puppy.
Well, I'm going to ask you before you kill him or try to kill him, because killing a crocodile is not such an easy thing, even a fat one. I'm sure
I
he
am a
has.
master warrior.
Yes, as he's in the water. I see. I see what a master warrior you are, but even master warriors can fall to unforeseen circumstances. I mean, what harm is there in letting me ask?
What does the bird think?
The bird?
The bird
The
that's on
bird.
his head. I mean, you can assume he's talking about the bird that's on his head, I would imagine.
You want me to ask the bird what it thinks? Okay.
Well, I can't see it. It's on my head.
Does the bird have a name? The bird of Ho?
Yes. It is the bird of Ho, son of Ho.
I will look at the bird. As
It
you
looks at
do.
you.
I don't know if you can understand me, bird of Ho. Other animals have been able to, though. What do you think about asking the crocodile? I'm assuming you're the one who told Ho, son of Ho, that the puppy could still be alive in its stomach. Is that true?
So the bird looks at you, kind of cocks its head, and it says, so I was about to speak. It says, I did tell him that.
How do you know that?
We birds know things. Each bird knows one thing. When you're a bird, you are born knowing one thing, and that one thing you can tell people if they are willing to listen. Not everybody is willing to listen.
And the one thing you know is that when they swallow things whole, it sometimes can live for up to a month. Or a
What's a
cycle.
month?
I'm sorry.
Yes,
A cycle.
that is something that I know.
Okay. Thank you, bird of Ho.
Yeah, it actually is Bird of Hope. It was his father's bird. He tells you. But since he
All
doesn't have a
right.
puppy anymore, now he has his bird. Because everyone needs to have a pet.
Oh, yes, Orin has his pet. The slug is, of course, on his orange shoulder.
That's right. Yes, he does.
Alas. All right, Ho, son of Ho. I've talked to your bird. It
What
seems
does
to
the
be
bird
pretty
think?
confident. The bird is correct, or thinks that it's correct. So I am going to talk to her gardener for you. So that you don't have to give up your life. And perhaps I can get your puppy back.
Well, that would be an excellent proposition, if that were true. Crocodiles are hard to talk to. You realize that.
They can be. Does her gardener ever take human form?
No, that'd be weird if a human ate a dog. Puppy. Whole. They wouldn't be able to open their mouth that wide.
Just asking.
I mean, maybe a really tiny puppy.
Well, do you know where he stays?
Yes, he's a masseuse.
Oh, sorry. The crocodile is a masseuse?
Yes, a very good one at that. That's actually how he came to eat my puppy. I was getting a massage, and then he saw the puppy and decided to eat it.
Well, I will talk to him under the guise. And you know, a massage actually sounds pretty good after the few weeks I've had up and down the river.
He's very good. It's very good. I mean, except for the puppy eating, I highly recommend.
Okay.
Don't bring any puppies or looks at the slug. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't bring that either.
I'll have Orin wait outside. Okay.
Okay.
I will go talk to him then.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the crocodile massage parlor.
I am, yes.
All right. What's sauna slash massage parlor? He tells you where it is, of course. Well, actually, I mean, everybody knows where it is. Although I guess you're not with anybody else currently. Um, yeah, it's it's a stone building, which is wait, we've been a lot of stone buildings lately, which is fairly unusual. But of course, it's a sauna, so they as you're approaching, you see a lot of penguins kind of in the general area, um, kind of wandering around, um, and I
A
think
lot
we're
of
gonna
penguins.
leave it there actually because it's 4:27, and I feel like the massage is gonna take more than 3 minutes. So
Oh
I feel
no.
like I feel like we're gonna be outside the massage parlor when we get in next session,
Okay.
and you are gonna get a massage from or try to get a massage anyways from uh, her Gurner.
Mhm. Mhm.
Make a note of that. Okay. All right. So that was very productive, and we'll see what happens next time.